Here's another interesting light from Thrunite. This is the TC12, and the interesting thing about this light is that it combines features from a couple of their previous lights. It combines features from the TN12, which was about this same form factor, and the TC10, which was rechargeable, to make essentially a rechargeable TC12, or rechargeable TN12 as it was. So here's the light, and here's some stuff that comes with it. Comes with a little welcome letter in a couple languages. Comes with the instruction pamphlet in a couple languages. And then in the box also, we get extra O-ring, an extra cover for the charging port, a lanyard, an extra tail button, some extra stuff in there. There is a belt case. Light fits in here like so. There's a D-ring here if you want to click it onto a pack, or just a strap back here that does not Velcro off, just sewn on there. And then also there is a micro USB cable because that's what you use to charge it, or can use to charge it. This light retails for $69.95. I will throw some links down below. You can check it out. And here is the light. Size-wise, it's not what I would call a small light. Depending on how you're dressed, you could carry this every day. If you're wearing tight jeans or something smaller, a suit, I think this is not what you would be carrying. But depending on how you're dressed, you might be able to carry this. Certainly you could stick it in your bag, you could stick it in your car, you could stick it in your pack, wherever you want, that type of way. But it's not a super small light, as you can see. The light comes in both a cool and a neutral white, and let's have a look at the light itself. On the back here, there is a tail button, which is recessed, such that you can tail stand it if you want. There are two lanyard slots on the back here you can fit that lanyard into. And then the tail cap comes off. There's a O-ring here to help with that weather sealing, IPX8 rating. And then it comes with, this is very nice, a Thrunite 3400 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. Because the nice thing about this light is that you can recharge the battery inside the light. You can take it out and put it in a regular charger if you want. But the handy thing about this is you don't have to do that. Some people don't want to buy the chargers. You can just charge this with any micro USB cable, and I'll show you that in a bit. But then this screws back on. And moving forward, there is the pocket clip. Pocket clip is removable right here if you're so inclined, if you don't want it. However, the pocket clip itself, if you're going to use it, this is the one area that Thrunite needs a little work on a few other lights. Because as you can see right here, there's just not much space under there. So trying to fit this into any type of thick material pocket, it's just not going to fit well without you having to lift it up. So they really need to fix that. Either shorten the pocket clip so it's back here, make it longer so it's up here, something, but there's just not enough space right there to easily fit that into a pocket. Pocket clip, you can see here, really no space under there. So when you go to put it into your pocket, it has no hope of going because it just can't fit over that. So that needs to be improved. You can lift it up, and once you lift it up, that's how it will sit in your pocket. There is knurling down here. This is pretty much standard of all flashlights, hard anodized aluminum, IPX8 rated, all that standard stuff. Moving on down here, there is TC12, the model name, Thrunite logo on the other side. Forward here, there is some flat areas that will keep it from rolling. Of course, so will the pocket clip if you get around to that. And then this is where the charging port is. There's a little rubber flap here. This opens up and it reveals the micro USB slot. Take a regular micro USB cable and you plug that right in here. And the stipulation with this to note is that the light has to be on to charge it. So click it on, plug it in, and then this will start flashing red, white, green to show you that it's charging, and I believe it's a solid green when it's fully charged. And you can plug this do this from a computer, you can do this from a car, anywhere that you can have a micro USB power, you can keep this charged from. And you can see there now, just happens to be fully charged as I'm speaking with you, and it will be solid green. I guess I just had the battery just a little bit down from full charge. Unplug it, and the light is on, so it'll come on. Click it off. And then this seals up, this little rubber covering here, and such that you can dunk this in water, you can dip it, you can soak it. Water is not going to get in there, no problem there. On the other side, this is the button that you use to change the brightnesses. So when the light is on, You click this, and then this will also signify the battery charge. So it will show up as green if it's greater than 20%, red if it's 10 to 20%, or flashing red if it's below 10%. And it lights up for just a few seconds after you go to each different level each time you press it. Moving a little bit more forward, there is a heat sink there. This does have intelligent temperature control technology, so if this light starts to get too warm, it will ramp down a level to keep the light from exploding. Not really exploding, but to keep it from overheating. Up into the front here, there is an anti-reflective coated lens in that deep smooth reflector with the Cree XPL V6 LED, and because of that deep lens, or that deep reflector, this light has a good amount of throw to it. Function of this light, it is a forward click. Let me ramp it up a little bit. Forward click so you can half press and it will come on for a momentary, or you can click it and it will come all the way on and then back off. It starts with a moonlight mode, 0.4 lumens that it will do for 70 days. From there you can ramp up. 28 lumens for 3 days, 180 lumens for 9.5 hours, 640 lumens for 2.5 hours, and this part doesn't make sense. 1,000 lumens for 2.6 hours. It says that on both the website and in the manual. It says 640 for 2.5, 1,000 for 2.6 hours. So I think that 1,000 must be closer to an hour, hour and a half, just assuming. And then goes back down to that moonlight. From any mode, you can long press and it will go into a strobe. And then it will go back into whatever mode you had it on. It does also have mode memory. So if you have it on one of these upper modes, you turn it off, it will come back on to whatever mode you turn it off at. It has mode memory for everything except for the strobe. You can also see from this that it's not super floody. It doesn't go super wide here. And there's a good amount of beam going forwards. This light has a good amount of throw. And speaking of that, let's take it outside and have a look at that. Turn it on. We're going to start with that moonlight mode. Not going to be able to see much out here. And then we'll ramp up through the brightnesses. That's the 0.4 lumens. We will go up to 28, 180, 640, and all the way up to 1,000. And the beam on it is actually a little bit more diffuse than I thought it was. Let's just go for a little bit of a walk with it. It's a little bit more floody. Still has a decent throw to it. I'd say I could see probably 50, 75 yards decently. It's a little bit misty tonight, so that's probably affecting things some. But it's still plenty bright for most of the stuff I'm going to need to do out here. Go through the brightnesses for you facing you. Starting down and just ramping up. And back down, and then double long press and you get that strobe. And there you go. That's it. The Thrunite TC12. Check one of these out. It's a nice size light and made even better by the fact that it is rechargeable.